Hey, it's E.B. Moss, and this is a bonus episode of Insider Interviews where you get the insider scoop on the business of media, marketing, and advertising. Today's scoop was all captured at CES 2026, very spontaneously using my SheCam. I spoke to women at Outfront to SiriusXM, BrightLine to Free Live Sports, even at AARP, and those using audio to keep kids a little bit more educated and entertained. So take a look, take a listen, and thanks for following Insider Interviews. I came across this very cool device. It's called Bobble, and it helps kids engage with audio, but using their imagination. I really like it. Hello. Tell us about this real quick.
So it's an interactive audio device that allows kids to not only listen to audio content, but create their own audio stories in a fully immersive way.
Let's try it.
I want a story about a purple cat with a magical tail.
We love that it's all audio.
Yeah. Cat. Look at its tail. Jasper's flashlight beam flickered in the bright cat's fur. And kids can store this. They can share it with their friends and family, and they can create episode 2 of the magical cat of the cat with the magical tail, the cat's tail,
and stay occupied in the car. So now I'm at the AARP Age Tech Collaborative. It's a pretty expansive booth. You can tell, very popular, which, as a proud member of AARP, makes me kind of happy. But I think that it gives credit to the fact that as the population continues to age, tech is more important than ever, and there are so many things that are innovative about how we're dealing with the aging population. And represented here is Amelia Hay. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for joining. And can you tell us a little bit about what you do and how this came together?
Right, so I work for AARP, and we are the innovation arm of AARP. We started working with startups, and then we created an ecosystem called the Age Tech Collaborative that supports the startups that we worked with. So we have over 200 startups in the collaborative, and I've surrounded them with 500 companies that can help them scale and get funding. Because we want to make aging easier for everyone. That's our mission.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need it.
Can you give an example of like some cool tech that you've seen here?
Well, the cool tech that I have in my booth, I'd say we've got some technology that can help you get to sleep faster, which is one of the, definitely helps with cognitive brain health. And then a larger company, ElsilorLuxottica, is here with their nuance glasses for hearing. The hearing is in here, it's amplified. We've got, all of these solutions that we have in here can be in the home. So one of them is also Houston Bionics, and it's for stroke victims. Therapy for their arms and hands, and you can do it at home. So it's we're really just trying to find solutions that make aging easier, that help people live their lives.
Thank you. And outside of the Age Tech Collaborative, have you walked the floor? Have you been terrified by any robots? What have you seen?
No, actually, we have a robot in our booth. And we have a booth stage that actually shows programming, and we're programming 2 other really strong robotics companies. So, robotics will be huge in the future, and so we are embracing it and showing how it can help people.
I'm sure you're familiar with Shelley Zalis and the female quotient. Now she's had hundreds and hundreds of women in tech, walking the floor here. We've got aging and we've got the female population. Right. How are you feeling as a woman in tech, so to speak?
I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled that there's so many women involved. I'm looking at the solution, but over 200 startups, and I've got probably 40% women founders.
Yay. Okay.
So, very proud, and I think we're really pushing that envelope and putting our stake in the ground in technology.
Excellent, Amelia. Thank you so much for spending some spontaneous time with me. Well, if you couldn't tell, I'm onto the casino floor, and I bumped into my friend Cathy Rasenberger, and this is a great find because Cathy takes no prisoners in the world of content and distribution. And in fact, she's built her own new platform that's killing it. Cathy,
Nice to see you, EB. Always great to see you.
Thank you. And I'm so excited to hear your news. What's going on?
Well, our recent news, which we announced here, we've just added 7 new major distribution deals for free live sports. So in addition to being an app with 125 free sports channels on it, we also syndicate customized bundles of channels to telco, set-top box operators, FAST platforms all around the world. And we've added 6 new platforms: the Whale, Anoki, Rakuten, Titan OS, and 3SS, which has an in-car automotive entertainment system in Europe. And eSense is the other one. So yeah, we've grown our footprint now to 75 million households.
Are you kidding? When did this launch?
Well, it launched a year ago, little over a year ago. Yeah. And we've aggregated more free sports content than any other platform. And what's interesting about it is that we are bringing emerging sports content to fans, super fans who have not been able to get this content anywhere before. So, because they haven't been available on cable or broadcast. So we're democratizing sports for all the fans.
I love it.
Yeah, very exciting.
So we're at a tech show. Have you had a chance to see any tech?
I'm super excited about all of the in-car automotive systems, entertainment systems. So both TiVo X3 and 3SS are launching us in automotive entertainment systems. TiVo has launched us on BMW cars and Mercedes cars. So that tech is very, very exciting. We're working with a wonderful company called Canvas Space for my sports platform. It's a light interactive overlay that goes on top of your content that allows you to see multiple angles of the same sporting event, or over your ads to create more interactivity and commerce perhaps in your ads, or to have rewards. And there's just an amazing excitement about how AI is accelerating the growth of FAST and streaming overall, and how it's being applied to data collection, to, just to improving the fan experience for sports and viewing experience for content. Yeah, it's really exciting. Very exciting time.
I'm so happy to get the download from you. And as we were talking, you're so popular. Somebody came over and tapped you on the shoulder. I'm like, nope, she's doing a little interview right now. Move on. So,
and that's very funny. Well, we love you too, Eva. You are the best. And we've known each other since the dawn of cable. So
true. All right.
Very exciting.
Thank you.
I am so happy to see you, Jacqueline Corbelli. Can I call you Jackie?
Of course.
And the B? Yes. Who doesn't like a B in a name?
Who doesn't like a B when your company's called BrightLine?
There you go. We're at CES.
Yes.
We're in your lovely BrightLine suite, though, so we can't really tell that there's a lot of casino action around us.
And below us.
But the reason why this is so cool for me is because you are the doyenne of ITV. You are like the Changemaker, which we'll explain in a second. But really, BrightLine, I think, was the early to market originator of ITV. Tell us a little bit about it better than I can.
It was before any of what we currently do was even possible, actually. And I look out the window and there's a big digital billboard out there that says TiVo ads. And the funny thing is that TiVo was really what drove us into the space, right? Like that's where interactivity really started.
Yeah.
The DVR environment. And so that was quite a long time ago. And at the time, we knew that advertisers were going to need to learn how to use this new form of digital advertising, if you will. And the internet was certainly proving the point around we're not going back, we're going forward. And if anything, television is going to change pretty fundamentally. Many people thought that the web was going to actually take over the living room. We never believed that. And so what we decided was, we're going to go in with a TV first orientation. We're not going to settle for what the web has to offer. We're going to honor the TV experience, the one that we sit in our living room and watch on a bigger screen than on our laptop or desktop. And we believe that that's not going anywhere. And so what we did is we started to talk to really big advertisers and test the hypothesis, and then start to advise the ones that agreed with us. And we got to know this interactive environment really well. And whether it was TiVo or DirecTV or Dish or Cablevision, these were all the places where you could do interactive TV advertising, and we were doing a lot of it. And what do I mean by doing? We were helping these advertisers figure out how to shape the environment so that a viewer could lean in and decide what they wanted to engage with about the brand. Really what we were doing was we were facilitating an engineer's work at these on these platforms to create these experiences. And we morphed into a technology company that now creates and delivers those ads in a highly automated way across the entire landscape that is streaming. And so, long answer to a short question, but that's why I guess I'm the doyen of ITV.
There you go.
Advertising.
Exactly.
The brand new author of Changemaker, because it's not about change, it's about becoming a change maker.
Love.
Right? Right? So we can talk all we want about things that need to change, but what we really have to do is connect with our inner change maker to make it so. Okay. Yes. So it's about becoming a change maker or finding the change maker inside, and this book helping you to bring it out and to become.
Jackie, how have you embraced your inner change maker? Because you've been involved in everything from sustainability and the UN to, not just impacting the world of interactive advertising.
Finding the inner change maker for me is just doing things a certain way where it's sort of think about what you want and go further. As an example, Rob, my co-founder, and I, we thought, television content is going to change. Why don't we help transform the viewer experience by capitalizing on what these technologies enable them to do? So applying that to other things I've done, it started in the financial industry.
Yes, that was your background.
That's my primary background. And I was lucky enough to be employee number one in a boutique consulting firm that was like no other consulting firm. It was, what are you looking to accomplish? Think bigger. And we're going to do it in 1 year, what would ordinarily take 3 years to do.
Wow.
I had 12 years doing that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's hard not to apply that to everything else that you do, especially since I started that when I was, pretty young. I was in my
12
mid-20s.
years old.
Yeah, I was 12. Yeah. Exactly. A teenager, actually. Let's not get too crazy. And so, I just have to say that that's the way I naturally came to approach any major challenge or opportunity in life. And that sort of started to factor into things that I knew I had a real passion about, which was economic development and so poverty. So dealing with that in Africa, that's where that
brings it all together.
Right.
I see.
And then from there, sort of learning from the process what does and doesn't work, and being faced with some of the things that occur in an African nation versus in a boardroom. You start to really question things like, how do you sustain it when the environment is against you, right? And so then I got into sustainability, built AI-driven technology to start to address that. Why? Because think bigger. What's happening? Supply chains are breaking down. We have to fix them. Oh, okay. Well, then let's go fix them. How can we fix them? We're going to build technology with AI, an AI engine that's going to help drive all of this stuff forward. So that's how I apply it.
Okay. I'm a little overwhelmed, but okay.
But this book teaches you how to not be overwhelmed.
That's good.
So now we're at the Female Quotient FQ Lounge, and there's a lot going on here. Really good snacks and really good coffee too, which you kind of need by the end of the day. But there's been a great lineup of guests and speakers, including my friend Stacy Minero, who's going to tell you a little bit about her new role.
Hey, Evie, how are you? Hi.
Hi. Yes, I just joined Outfront in December, and I spent about 10 years on the tech side over at Twitter and Epic Games. And one of the things that drew me to Outfront Media is the focus on IRL. So helping brands build their presence in the real world and make real connections.
Yep.
And that was exciting for me because I do think there's a consumer shift happening
Yep.
where we're moving from always on consumption to more selective engagement. And brands are leaning into experiences and real world media in a way that's very exciting for me.
Now, one of the things that you talked about that I'm sure will be part of your area at Outfront is leveraging tools a little bit more while you maintain that kind of value prop between brands and consumers.
Exactly.
What's an example of some of the new cool tools in that?
So we've got, large scale billboards, but we've also got digital displays. We call them live boards that are highly interactive. We had an AI powered experience that we recently launched that was a consumer play where we were inviting commuters to imagine their creations.
Wow.
And we paired some Gen AI creations with local creators to bring those imaginations to life. So I think there's a huge opportunity for AI to unlock productivity, especially in the area of post-production.
Mm-hmm.
So to do some of the grunt work so that people can focus on the fun work.
That's a great way to put it. I love it. So it almost sounds like it's emblematic of everything going on here at CES.
I'm excited to see how some of the social platforms are innovating and supporting creators, because I do see creators as independent publishers.
Yes.
And they're an important part of our ecosystem as well. And we're going to be doing more with them. So I'd love to see tools that empower them and unlock creativity at scale.
Well, that's Stacy Minero, and I'm so happy for her as the new CMO of Outfront. I'm a big fan of the whole out-of-home space. I write about it a lot. I'll see you later at your party with the DPAA.
Hurrah. Thanks so much.
Okay, take two from the Female Quotient FQ Lounge, and I'm here with Erin Harris. She just got off the stage, and she's representing SiriusXM, and I loved what she had to say. Hello, Erin. How are you?
Good to see you all.
Yay. So I was particularly thrilled by what you said about synthetic voices, and it's really interesting for me. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've done a lot of testing the last couple of years around voice and AI. And when we use synthetic voices, what we found so far, and we know this is evolving constantly, is that folks tend to, in a testing environment, when they are hearing an audio synthetic or AI voice and they know it, not happy about it. I don't think consumers are quite there. The performance does go down. So when they outwardly know this is AI, if they don't know, but it is AI, it actually doesn't totally perform as well as human voice. And there's almost a subconscious something going on from that perspective. So we still see the strongest performance with human voice, but we're extremely excited about AI in terms of helping us find, little levers to pull to make things more personal. So, using that human voice, but then updating the geo, updating the time of day, updating the,
so the
product.
Tactical kinds of things.
To make it more specific to you, to make it specific to Las Vegas or the actual product from Ulta Beauty or whatnot. So
right.
I think that there's a huge opportunity there, but we're still in a very much testing phase environment.
Yes.
To mix the two together to have the most impact.
Well, one of the things you also said was that you want to support human voice talent too, which I personally appreciate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the voice talent needs to know how many iterations of their voice is going out there, and they need to be compensated and they need to have consent. So compensation and consent are two things that we're very passionate about. We also do a lot of work with sonic diversity and ensuring that there's lots of different voices, voice textures, voice sounds, accents, and all different demographics to really represent, consumers and not have voice talent always be, the same voice you might hear all the time. We want to create personalization.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So if you did have the chance to walk the floor or if you have sat in on any panels, what's the most interesting thing you've come across at CES?
Yeah, I mean, I am in awe of how much conversation is happening around podcasts and how much community is there.
Yay.
Our podcasts have gone so beyond audio. So whether it's Stephanie Sue, who actually dethroned Joe Rogan on YouTube.
Amazing.
And yeah, incredible, very specific tone, voice, all about kind of true crime and entertainment culture, to, you know, Trevor Noah, Erasmo, you name it. Also, I think like even an Alex Cooper, somebody like that, who's her whole enterprise now. She's got events. She's launching consumer products with her under her Unwell platform. So people really trust their podcast community. That we're living in a time of a lot of distrust and a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
And so there's just a lot of folks are flocking to podcasts.
Yeah. Well, yay. Love everything you just said,
Yeah.
of course. You're a
Yeah, of
woman
course.
after my own heart. So thanks so much, everybody who participated in my little bonus episode here from CES.